Good afternoon, and welcome to Watercolor Painting in the Afternoon. Today I wanted to try to paint these Ranunculus. I think I'm saying that right. This is from the book, the Flower Color Guide, which I purchased at the suggestion of Shada Campbell. Shada has it actually listed on her page, on her videos. And you can go there and, if you buy it through her, she gets a little kickback for that, which is great. I've struggled with these flowers. They're very rose-like, They look a lot like roses. But I wanted to distinguish them and make them not look quite like roses, because you can always just do the little C curves. If you've seen other YouTubers do that, do the little C curves and make a rose. This is a ranunculus and they look very much like a rose. So I suppose you could do the same thing and just call it a ranunculus, I'm not sure that you have to do it any differently, but I was trying to. The ranunculus appears to have more petals than the rose. So it's kind of a cross between a rose and a peony. What you see me doing, or what I'm attempting to do, I'll put it that way. I'm attempting to put a light wash down first. So these individual petals, I start off with just a couple, and then I begin to put them around the edges and the outside so that it looks like there are multiple petals. I didn't want to leave a lot of white space because the petals really are so close together. So that's what I started out doing. And the ranunculus, one of the main things that makes you know you're not looking at a rose, you're looking at a ranunculus, are the stems. The stems, they're actually, I don't think they're really a bush flower. Am I right about that? Does anybody grow ranunculus? If they are a bush flower, then they have these long, stringy looking stems that look like they're just growing up out of the ground. So that's the main difference, I think. And here I'm beginning to put another little layer in there of a darker color to make the inside look more concentrated with petals. Just playing with the colors. I think that's some kind of alizarin crimson. And just again putting that color on the inside of the petals to make it look like it's very dense right on the inside, and then lighter as you move out toward the outer petals. Another thing that's very different with the ranunculus is that it's got this black center, and a rose has some black in its center, but it's got a lot more yellow than the ranunculus. I think the ranunculus has a few little bits of yellow, but it's mostly a black center that reminds me a little bit of a poppy. So I'm not going to put that in there yet because I know it would probably bleed into the pink, and I really don't want that. But here I'm just, kind of struggling with getting all of these individual petals right. I practiced the ranunculus like 3 times before I started doing this video. And it was just, it was a challenge to get it to look just like I wanted it to. So, but here I think I'll just be quiet for a while and let you watch the process. this flower is facing out a little bit more than the others. So you're really going to see that the inside of the flower, that black center. And I left maybe a little more white space on this one than I did the others. Just experimenting and trying to get it right. And these are the petals on the back of the flower. Again, just adding the petals one at a time until I get the look that I want. Now I'm switching to my Rosemary and Co. Squirrel brush to put the stems in. I think that, yeah, the green that I'm using there is sap green from Van Gogh. And I tried to make the stems look like they did in the photograph, because they're a little bit wobbly, a little bit wonky, and they don't look exactly and precisely like a rose stem, which makes them distinct and helps you know you're looking at a ranunculus. Also, the leaves are quite different. They have these kind of feathery leaves and these little three-pronged cannot speak, three-pronged leaves. At least in the photograph they did. And that's what I was trying to put in here. And if I could do it again, I would leave that one out. I don't know why, I just don't like it there. But, I mean, it's all right. It didn't kill the painting or anything, but I think in the original photograph that I was using, most of the petals and the little feathery bits were down lower on the stems. And now here I'm putting in buds. There were a couple of buds and they're really tiny. I mean, you just are surprised that such a tiny bud is going to bloom into this big gorgeous flower, but apparently they do. The buds were these itty bitty little things. Now I am putting in the dark center. This is just ivory black. And I believe I had let it dry by this time. I made sure that those inner petals were dry because I did not want black to bleed all over the pink flower, and I actually think that one of them did a little bit, and I had to clean it up. Boy, I can't remember whether that happened or not, so we'll see. But you see how very dark that is, and almost gives it a poppy-like look. And some of them you could see the dark center, and some of them you could not. So I tried to honor that as well. Now I was just mixing that red and that green and trying to make a little bit of a darker color to add to the green stems. I didn't want it to look, you know, all one tone. Excuse me. Wasn't trying to stay in the lines particularly, just adding another tone. And I think that's about it. I had finished with most of it. I think I felt pretty good about it. And if you have enjoyed this video, I hope that you'll give it a try and like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.